myself.
Derrick White with 38 points, a career high. Celtics get the win 102-88, take a 3-1 series lead. It is Celtics postgame live. Tom Giles, Eddie House, and D. White certainly stepping up, and we're going to have plenty more coming up. We're going to talk about Kristaps Porzingis, that injury situation. We'll also hear from Jason Tatum coming up in just a few minutes. But let's start with D. White, Eddie, because he was everything for this team tonight, knocking down 8 threes.
You know, we hear this all the time. Is this guy's game or this guy's game? This was D. White's game. This was D. White's game. 8-15 from 3. I mean, he just was out there knocking down shots. He was the main reason why we won this game, because if you look at it, Sam Hauser didn't give us anything. Peyton Pritchard didn't give us anything. D. White picked up that slack, and if it wasn't for him setting the tone early, you know, we might be in a little tougher basketball game, but 3 blocks, that's what I really love, is the 3 blocks from him, because we know that he could get going, and he had it going tonight from the start of the game. He rolled out of bed and understood that the task at hand was him knocking down shots. And what'd he say? I'm ready to accept that task, and I'm going to do it. And he did do that. So it's just a D. White game. Every playoff series, every playoff run has games where it's named after somebody. This was D. White's.
It was. And he came up with a couple of huge buckets in there, too. You saw that one dunk that we came in with off the top. He had a couple of them right in a row that felt like they were somewhat demoralizing for the Miami Heat. I mean, think about this. Derrick White had more points tonight than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined. They had 37 combined. He had 38. So that's what kind of night you saw from Derrick White. And as Eddie put it there, man, this was the Derrick White game. So the Celtics get the win by 14. Now, the other big story, of course, coming out of this one is with about 2.5 minutes to go there in the second quarter, we saw Kristaps Porzingis leave the game with an injury. He was clearly frustrated. And then we did hear at halftime that it was a right calf tightness. Meanwhile, you have Adrian Wojnarowski, who did put out a tweet about that. But as we go back through the play, Eddie, and Woj did say that, you know, Celtic center Kristaps Porzingis will undergo imaging on Tuesday. Early indications are that he has not sustained an Achilles injury, and those what sources are telling ESPN. But going back to what you saw from this play again late in the second quarter.
Well, great to hear that it's not an Achilles injury, but still, it could be something in the calf that is detrimental to his possibility of coming back and being available for the rest of the playoffs. I mean, those plays right there, when it's non-contact, we always get worried about those things. You have to take in consideration that is something serious, because it's a non-contact, and it was with him exploding, trying to go into a dribble handoff. And so when I look at that right there, that's something that, you know, we'll see. I don't like to speculate. I don't want to speculate. I just hope the best for Kristaps Porzingis and the best for the Boston Celtics, because that didn't look good. And the one thing we do know is he is the X factor for this team. I love the way that everybody stepped up today. Derrick White picked up a lot of slack. I mean, still, regardless, we need Kristaps Porzingis if we're going to win a championship. And if we don't have him, guys are going to have to super step up in so many different ways if we're going to get this done. But he, like I said, from the start of these playoffs, he's the X factor for this team.
Yeah, we did see Luke Cornett come into the game. He only played about 3 minutes and change. Did not see Xavier Tillman. But as you mentioned, other guys needing to step up in this situation. You also have to wonder, Eddie, and again, there's going to be more imaging on Tuesday, so more news is going to come out about, you know, what they find. But as of now, it was a right calf tightness was the reason that he left this game and did not return. You look at it, and the Celtics, you know, you got an opportunity to close out Game 5 on Wednesday, and things like that kind of become hyper-focused, especially when you see, you know, Jason Tatum and Bam Adebayo, and Tatum land on Bam's foot there, and it's just the feeling is you got to put away the Miami Heat as soon as you can now.
Yeah, and I think that you even if Porzingis doesn't play in Game 5, I still feel that it's an opportunity for us to close it out. I think that we're still the better team. Would love to see him out there, but don't rush somebody out there if they're not 100%. And I know that the training staff and the coaching staff and the organization wouldn't do something like that. But at the end of the day, it's an opportunity. Like you said, Xavier Tillman, time, you're going to get some more minutes. Luke Cornett, you're going to get some more minutes. And, make sure that those minutes are profitable for you and the team, in every aspect of that word. So I just think that no matter what, we should be able to close things out on Wednesday if we play the way we do defensively. That's it. It's our defense. It's nothing else. It's the way that we play defensively is going to set the tone for us moving forward.
All right, and again, the Celtics get the win here, 102-88. We got Scal joining us now. And I guess, Scal, where do you want to start tonight?
I mean, I guess the Porzingis injury, right? I know you guys covered it pretty well, but I would just say, anytime you're dealing with a calf, growing area, hamstring, it's going to be, you got to be careful. Those things can linger. You saw what happened to Giannis, and Giannis hasn't played a game yet. So, I love our medical staff, our sports science department. These guys are going to be working around the clock to get Porzingis back and right. But obviously, for us to win a championship, I always feel like we have to have all hands on deck. But if you just look at the Eastern Conference and the way it stands right now, we could carry an injury, and we can probably carry a Porzingis injury if we had to with a Luke Cornett or a Xavier Tillman.
Yeah, and when you say carry it, you're talking through the Eastern Conference, or okay.
Yeah, I mean, just watching Denver right now, that's going to be an all-out war. We need all hands on deck to beat that team. But if you just look, Cleveland's good, Orlando's good, both teams flawed. Moving forward, obviously Knicks are good, physical, and the point of, when you're a championship level team, the point of going out there and trading a second round pick to get a Xavier Tillman is not just is he going to play or not, it's can you carry injuries? Can you carry a guy that's going to miss one game, a guy that's going to miss 5 games? And I feel like the way our squad is built right now, we can. So, you use the word step up, whatever you want to use, but these guys are going to have to execute game plan, have game plan discipline, and be able there and be physical and tough. And if we get to that point down the stretch and Porzingis is out, these guys are more than capable.
I mean, Porzingis leaves this game, late in the second quarter with just 7 points. We saw Tatum and Brown combined for 37. But Derrick White, Scal, what did you think of Derrick White's performance tonight? Did they win this game without Derrick White?
Every game has the life of its own. Every possession, could take a different path. But the way that Derrick White came out today, just knocking down threes with the quick trigger. One thing, when you play against Miami Heat, you don't want to play slow. And when you get an opportunity to let it fly, you got to do that. And Derrick White, why he's such an amazing player for us is he's got that quick trigger. So anytime, boom, he can let that shot go, or he can get downhill. And those cuts in the third quarter were massive for us. So I'm not sure how this game unfolds if Derrick White doesn't go for a career high, but I know that it's nice that Derrick White is here, and I don't think that people recognize how good at basketball he is, and not just knocking down threes or getting to the basket defensively, getting those block shots. Derrick White is an incredible player.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Celtics, again, get the win by 14 tonight behind 38 points from Derrick White and that new career high. Scal, thanks so much. We'll have more with Scal coming up just a bit. We're also